Good morning, all of you. Let's go ahead. We are in the chapter of what? House property. Yes, everybody. Section 22. Quickly tell me, bachcho. What is section 22 of house of this Income Tax Act? It is your charging section for house property. Yes, everybody. Yes, charging section for house property. It tells you what do we tax? We tax annual value. Correct. Very good. Then annual value is to be determined as per section 23. All of you correct, everybody till here? 23. What does it say? NAV is what? GAV minus municipal taxes paid during the year. You arrive at NAV. Correct everyone till here? Then how do you arrive at GAV then? GAV was what? Higher of expected rent or annual rent. Correct. I'm just revising quickly whatever you have done till now. Expected rent is what, bacho? Higher of municipal valuation or fair rent, but not more than standard rent. From there, you can reduce actually from expected rent. No. Then what we have second step, actual rent receivable, received or receivable. From there, you can reduce what? Rule 4, as per rule 4, unrealized rent. That is your losses. And then what is GAV? Whichever is higher of step 1 or step 2 is your GAV. Correct, Elia? Then after NAV, what can we reduce? Section 24, we had seen deductions, 24A and 24B. 24A is what? Standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. And 24B is what, bacho? Interest on borrowed capital. The borrowed capital, okay, can be only for five purposes. Acquisition, that is purchase, constructions, repairs, renewal, or reconstruction. Remember earlier, loan taken to repay old loan, allowed as interest. If you have missed the loan, not paid the loan in time, and because of that, bank has charged you more interest or penalty, that is not allowed. Correct? Municipal taxes are allowed on payment basis, that is cash basis, and interest is bacho allowed on accrual basis. Clear earlier? After that, we went into the concept of pre-construction period. Yes, and the interest for the same. Now, pre-construction period bacho starts from the date of disbursement of loan, ends on earlier of point number 1, date of repayment of entire loan, or 31st March preceding the date of construction completion, whichever is earlier. Right, everybody? That is a pre-construction period. And for this period, you will calculate the interest. So that interest is pre-construction period interest. And the entire interest, but what do we do of that? How much do we allow? Everyone tell me quickly. How much do we allow? We allow, bacho, 1/5 only. Correct, Ilya? We allow 1/5. And we allow 1/5 from the year in which construction was completed. That means the year in which house property came into existence. Okay. Yes, still here, all of you? All right, let's go ahead, everybody, then. Okay. After that, we have discussed the types of house property: self-occupied, also called as unoccupied. Then we have actually let out, and then thirdly, we have deemed to be let out. Yes, everybody? Sure. Let's go ahead. And then we were discussing that there will be some other different cases which we need to consider. All right. Sure. So one of the first cases is what, bacho? Whether property, let out property. Okay. Now look at the concept. Let out property. So let out means I had told you there is a tenant. There is a tenant. The owner is actually earning rent income. Agreed, Lilio? Yeah. At least he's earning. That means it is accruing. Where the let out property is vacant for a part of the year. Now, what do you mean by vacancy or vacant? Occupied or unoccupied? Vacant means occupied or unoccupied. Correct. Unoccupied, bacho. But they are using the word bacho, let out. You know? That means the owner, the assessee, had given the property on rent. But vacancy means it is unoccupied, it is unfulfilled. At times you look for job vacancy. That means whether there is a gap or no, there is some kind of availability or no. Correct, everybody? So vacancy means availability is there, or the position is not filled. That is the meaning of vacancy. So our property is let out. It is given on rent, but it is still unoccupied. Now means what? Now basically, a assessee has a house property, and for the entire year he wishes to let out. He wishes to let out. Now it is not always necessary that every new tenant or your tenant, you understand? So basically there are two parties now here in this entire chapter. Landlord, basically owner, and you have tenant. अब इसको क्या होगा फिर से हाँ रतन हाँ नहीं landlord and tenant. Is it okay till here? Now, is it compulsory that every tenant will join only on 1st April? Or you have always given that you are always given the offer, or you will always give the offer that join only on 1st April and leave only on 31st March? It is not like that. Just like in salary or job, anybody can join anytime, anybody can leave anytime. Similarly, the tenant can come anytime and tenant can also go anytime. Agreed? So basically, now tell me, in the agreement, in the rent agreement, okay, that's why there is a clause between the owner and the tenant that each of us has to give each other a notice. Now, do you remember contract act? I hope a little bit. So even rent agreement is a contract only, no, bacho? Correct, Ilya? So here there is a contract between tenant and owner that whenever you are leaving the premises, now either the landlord will tell the tenant go away for any reason, or the tenant will tell owner bye bye for any reason that I am going. But again, for that, generally there is a notice period. Notice period, you understand? A time is given that yes, I am going away. It can be 1 month or generally 2 months also, depends from case to case basis. Okay. Yes. Okay. At least 1 month. Yeah, correct. Now, why is that? Why the notice is that, bacho? Why? Why can't I say from I'm at the end of the month and I'll say tomorrow I'm leaving. I'm packing all my goods. I'm leaving tomorrow. Because there will be a loss to the landlord or owner, because obviously it will be he will be unable to find a tenant at a very short notice. Vice versa. Vice versa means opposite, means again landlord or the owner cannot tell the tenant, oh chow, our month is ending today, from tomorrow get out. Because again tenant will take time to find a new house. Understood earlier? However, now pay attention. Tenant, okay, after properly giving notice, etc., or whatever information, tenant is leaving the place, okay, and because of this thing that happened during COVID also, or any other reason, bacho, that you are unable to find a tenant, okay, for some period of time, there is a gap. Are you getting my point? So basically, the property is let out, and you are continuously showing it to agents who understand, no? They are trying to find you tenant, but maybe for 1 or 2 months you have lost the tenant, your basically rent income. Lost the tenant means what? You don't have the rent income. Clear till here? And then again later on after that you have a new tenant. Understood earlier what I'm telling you, everybody? But from our income tax point of view, my property was let out for the entire year. Why? Pay attention now. Because I have not occupied it. I did not go and stay over there. I means the owner did not go and stay over there. So I did not convert the property into self-occupied property. It is still a let out property. Are you getting my point, everybody? The only problem is that, what is the problem? That we don't have actual rent income, or there is no tenant over there. All of you got it earlier? Actually, there is no tenant over there, even if we wish to or want to give it on rent. Clear earlier? So category will be 3 only: self-occupied, let out, and deemed to be let out. The actual category of this house is what? Let out. But the problem is there is no tenant. Okay, earlier? That's why you're not getting some actual cash, some money you're not getting from the property. Understood? So that is basically your loss. That is called as vacancy loss. Ready? Okay, understood earlier? I'll go ahead. So check. Whether let out property is vacant for some part of the year, and owing to as in the reason, owing to vacancy, the actual rent, isn't it, everybody, is lower than step 1. Step 1 is what you expected rent, hai na? ER. Okay, and check. And owing to vacancy, the actual rent is lower than step 1, then actual rent received or receivable will be taken as GAV of the property. Pay attention. This might be a little confusing for you. Okay, what are we saying? First of all, am I getting entire 12 months rent or no? What do you think? All of you tell me quickly. Am I getting entire 12 months rent? No, I'm not getting. Because 1 or 2 months, the tenant is not there. Depends from case to case. That's why I will reduce my rent. What will I say? Reduce my rent means what? I will say rent receivable for 12 months. Simple. I will say rent receivable for 12 months. Minus whatever are the loss. Losses means what? Whatever month I did not earn the rent income. Yes or no? Now they are saying that if, pay attention now. What is my general normal law of step number 3 of GAV? Pay attention. Step number 3, remember that? GAV is what? Higher of 1 or 2. Remember or no, bachcho? Higher of 1 or 2. What is step number 1, everybody? Expected rent. And step number 2, actual rent. Clear till here? Where will I reduce the vacancy loss? From expected rent or actual rent? I will reduce vacancy loss from actual rent. Step number 1 is just expected rent, no? It is just it is estimate. It doesn't talk about whether you give it or not, or don't give it, no? Understand, even if even in the property where you are staying, let us say, even if a property is self-occupied, understand what I'm trying to tell you. Even if a property is self-occupied, it has some valuation, no? Simple. It has some valuation. Simple logic. So the property where you are staying, if it is you are owning it and you are staying there, but still you know that how much the property can earn as rent. So expected rent you can find for any property, no? Are you getting my point? But actual rent will be only for what, bacho? Only for let out properties. Those properties which you are given on rent. And Khushbu, understood or no? Or bouncer? Nitin, Mansi? Okay. So from where will I reduce my vacancy loss? Step number 2, that is actual rent. Because I am not earning for the entire year. Now they are seeing what? Pay attention. So I'll reduce or no, bacho? I'll reduce. I'm writing a VL, okay? Temporarily, I'm writing a vacancy loss. Is it okay, everybody? Vacancy loss. Is it okay? Now the law is saying that if because of vacancy loss, again I'm repeating, if because of vacancy loss, step number 2 is lower than step number 1. Okay? And we are saying that because of vacancy loss, if step number 2 is lower than step number 1, still we will take step number 2 as your GAV. Okay, what did you say? If because of vacancy loss, step 2 is lower than step 1, sorry, then still we will take bacho step 2 as our GAV. Okay, everybody? Thank you. We'll go ahead, everybody. Let's solve some questions. Question number 13. Come to this paragraph also. Check vacancy loss. Is house property is not occupied. Due to what reason? Due to unavailability of tenant during the year. That portion will be treated as vacancy loss, the time period for which there is no tenant. Rent income which could not be earned only. Hai na? See, unrealized rent is what, bacho? Accrued but not received. Na? What I'm talking about, unrealized rent. Accrued but not received. That was unrealized rent. Here you're talking about, bacho, it did not accrue only. Why? Because there is no tenant. Okay. So rent income which could not be earned due to vacancy loss will be reduced from annual rent after deducting unrealized rent. After deducting what? Unrealized rent. That means what? First reduce unrealized rent. Remember unrealized rent. Rule. Oh. And then we reduce vacancy loss. Star mark here. If vacancy, if step number 2, what is that? Annual rent, that is for the entire year. First reduce unrealized rent. Unrealized rent means what? Some rent is not paid by the tenant. Okay. Vacancy loss means what? There is no tenant only. Okay. And then step 2 is lower than step 1 because of vacancy loss. Then step 2 we take it as gross annual value. Okay, everybody, because you did not earn the rent income over there. Okay. Done till here, all of you? Come to question number 13, 1-3. Star mark. Why? Which concept? New concept, no? Vacancy loss. Ready, everybody? Chalo, we'll go ahead, everybody. Ganesh has a property whose municipal valuation is 2,50,000 per annum. Fine till here? No issues? The fair rent is 2 lakh per annum and standard rent is also 2,10,000. So all the three figures we have, we can find out the expected rent. Okay. The property was let out. Now pay attention. The property was let out for rent of 20,000 rupees per month. No problem. However, the tenant vacated the property on 31st January 22. Whenever there is a fill in the blanks, it is for the current financial year. Okay. For 31st January 22, he vacated the tenant. Bacho. Clear till here? That means he occupied from which to which month? From April to January. You know? Unrealized rent. Understand now. Unrealized. Pay attention. The tenant occupied from what to what? From April to January. So unrealized rent bacho will be after January or before January. What do you think? Unrealized rent will be for which period? After January or before January? Before January. What do you mean by unrealized? Accrued but not paid. It was due to you but not paid. Now why it will be due, bacho? Because the tenant occupied till January. Why will the tenant pay you rent of February or March? Isn't it, everybody? So he occupied the property till January. So rent was due till January. So obviously unrealized rent will be till January only. Out of that. Are you getting my point? Unrealized rent was rupees 20,000. Okay. And all conditions of rule 4 were satisfied. Fine till here? No issues. Now pay attention. New tenant could not be found even after trying. Yes. He paid. Obviously Ganesh, the assessee owner, paid municipal taxes at the rate of 8%. We always know percentages of municipal valuation. Interest on borrowed capital 24B is 65,000 for the year. Compute income from house property for AY 23-24. Finally, let's go ahead, all of you. So right now, what do you want? Computation of income from house property. Right? Ready, everybody? Computation of income from house property of Ganesh. For AY 23-24. Yes, still here, all of you? Particulars, rupees. We'll go ahead, everybody. Sure. Now we have only income from house property, so no other issues. So directly we're starting with what, bacho? GAV calculation, correct? GAV calculation. Under that, first thing, what do we calculate? Step number 1, expected rent. Is what higher of municipal valuation or fair rent, but subject to standard rent. Clear? Higher of. 2,50,000. Fair rent 2 lakhs. But lower of what, bacho? 2,50,000. But my standard rent is what? 2,10,000. Fine till here, all of you. 2,10,000 is my step number 1 answer. Expected rent. Right? Step 2 is what then? Annual rent. Rent received or receivable. See, it was let out for the entire year. Now, when I say let out for the entire year, means what? You did not go and occupy the property. So for 12 months, you are looking for the tenant, or there is a tenant for 12 months. Either you are looking for the tenant or tenant is there. So over there in that first case, we read about annual rent. Okay, pay attention. Okay, annual rent. The rent was 20,000 rupees per month, right? Two lakh 40. Yes, still here, all of you. Right now, who is bigger, 1 or 2? Step number 2 is bigger than step number 1 or higher. Correct, Ilya? What is the regular law of GAV? Whichever is higher. But first, but what am I going to reduce? Tell me now. As per sequence, what do we reduce first? Vacancy loss or unrealized rent?
Unrealized rent.
We first reduce bacho unrealized rent. Very good. They have directly given you the figure 20,000 rupees. Okay. So this figure comes to 2,20,000. Still, which is higher, 1 or 2? Step 2 is still higher. But is there vacancy loss? Yes, there is vacancy loss. The tenant bacho left on 31st January. So there is a vacancy loss of how many months? 2 months. But at what rate? 20,000 rupees rate. Because that was rent going on, na bacho. Correct, Ilya? So very important now. Okay, Ilya? Vacancy loss. How much? 40? We are at 180. This is what I'm going to call it as actual rent. Yes, Ilya? No other adjustment to step number 2 right now, correct? Done. Tell me. Is step number 2 less than step number 1? Is step number 2 less than step number 1?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Is it less because of vacancy loss? You have to be very careful. Huh? See. Can you see this 2,20,000? This 2,20,000 is more than 2,10,000. But it still got lesser, or you can say lower because of vacancy loss. Then we will say, okay, the conditions have been satisfied. So normally what we should take whichever is higher. But here we will take now, since step 2 is lower than step 1, but because of vacancy loss, then we take step 2 itself as gross annual value. A kind of relief is given to the owner, assessee over here. Okay, write down. So GV is which one, bacho? What do you think? What is the GV figure? 2,10,000 or 180?
180.
Correct. And we'll write down the reasoning also. Since step 2 is lower than step 1, due to means because of vacancy loss. Correct, Ilya? due to what? Vacancy loss. What are they asked you in the question? But income from house property, no? All right. So let's what? What do we reduce from GAV?
Municipal tax.
Correct. Municipal taxes paid by owner during the year. Here's what 8% of municipal valuation. So 8% off 2,50,000. How much is this? 20,000. Correct. We arrive at what, bacho? NAV. Net annual value. 116. Correct, Ilya? Less what? Deduction under section 24. Correct, everybody? 24A says what? Standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. Correct, Ilya? And B, interest on borrowed capital. So give me figure. First one is how much? 48.
1,000.
48, no? 16 into 3. And interest on borrowed capital figure is I think given to you 65,000. Income from house property. Correct. 47,000. Correct. Any problem, Ilya? All okay, Khushbu? Nitin? Mansi? Indrajit, all okay? Good. One more 15. Chalo, quickly. Question number 15. Ready? All of you? Yes? Income from house property can be negative. Yes, we are going to go there also. Loss from house property. We will go over there. Yes, we will go. Now it will be negative only because of one reason. One of the most important reason is your 24B, that is interest on borrowed capital. Because of that only, your property can go into negative. Okay. Now expected rent cannot be negative. Okay. Actual rent cannot be negative. Then NAV, then 24 is just percentage. So only because of interest on borrowed capital. If that figure is more than the earlier figures, then NAV rather, then it will be negative. Ready? Chalo, question number 15. Ready, everybody? X has a house property in Delhi. For the following particular submitted to you, compute income from house property. Municipal valuation, fair rent, standard rent for the year. The house property was let out with effect from 1/4/22 from April itself at rupees 8,000 per month, which was vacated by the tenant on 30th September 22. 6 months he used, April to September. It remained vacant for 2 months. That means what? October and November, no rent. And from 1st December 22, it was let out at rupees 11,000 per month. Fine, tell you? From which bacho? Obviously from December to March, 4 months, right? Municipal taxes actually paid 20% of municipal valuation. Insurance premium paid, useless, not allowed. Interest on money borrowed for purchase of house property. This is 24B. Yes, Celia? Computed income from house property. This we can quickly do, bachcho. Come on. Let's start. Computation of, sorry, I forgot. Computation of income from house property of X for AY 23-24, particulars rupees. You should be ahead of me. Chalo, come on quickly. Should I give this to you to solve? So try it. I'll give you 2 minutes. Directly give me what's income from house property. Yeah? Final answer. I want final answer. Come on, all of you. Try this. Question number 15. Do it in rough. Don't write it by regular pen. Do it in rough. If there are any mistakes, we can rectify. Till that time, I can check something on exam website. I see. Yeah, this is not open here, I think. ओके मानसी, मानसी का आंसर आ गया बच्चों. बाकी के लोग बताओ फटाफट. ओके नितिन. ओके खुशबू. इंद्रजीत. ओके फाइन. अच्छा रिड्यूस के आंसर. इंद्रजीत कुछ आंसर है, आगे जाओ. Yes. So yes, some of you give me right answers. Good. Let's start. Sure. GAV calculation again. First step is what? Expected rent. Khushbu and Mansi, your answers are correct. Is what higher of municipal valuation or fair rent subject to standard rent. Okay. So I'm writing directly now. Higher of what, bacho? 90,000. Or fair rent 1,10,000. Higher is 1,10,000. Lower of 1,10,000. But 90. So expected rent is what, bacho? 90. Step 2. Rent receivable. Now rent receivable, pay attention, has to be for the entire year. It has to be for entire year. It means what? The new tenant occupied from December. So from December, 1 lakh. Achha, it is not 90,000. This figure is wrong. Achha. I copied the figure again, 90,000, sorry. Standard rent is 1 lakh, correct. My mistake. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rent receivable is what? From December is what? More, na? 11,000 something. But 8,000 was receivable till, you can say receivable till November. Yes, till so I will not take bacho 8,000 for entire year because actually the rent is what? 11,000 from December. Okay, till here. So understand. Rupees 8,000 into some number of months, no? Plus rupees 11,000 into 4 months, but this is for sure, no? That for 4 months I have earned 11,000. Therefore, remaining. So this basically calculation will be for 12 months entirely. So 8,000 I could have earned for 8 months. Understood here? So what is my rent receivable? 1,08,000. Everybody agreed? Finally, do you have unrealized rent? Yes, I think we have. No, there is no unrealized rent. So we have only vacancy loss. Now here look at the right now step. Step number 2 is more than step number 1. But I am going to now reduce vacancy loss. Actually, vacancy loss is for 2 months, right? With this, that is very important. But at what rate? At 8,000 or 11,000? For that, again, you have to use common sense. It was opportunity cost. Basically, you're losing 8,000 rupees per month. Because when the tenant vacated, what were you earning? 8,000. So you'll take 8,000 only, no? Understood or no? Finally, all of you. Now, what is my step remaining? Actual rent received. 1,08,000 minus 16. So 92. Yes, still here. Therefore, my GAV is how much now? 1,08,000 or 92? 92,000 because step 2 is lower than step 1 only because of vacancy loss. Understood clear, all of you? I'll write down that one more time. Why GAV is 92? Since 2 is lower than 1 because of vacancy loss. Fine till here? So my GAV is 92. Less what, bacho? Municipal taxes paid. Very good. Municipal taxes paid. Figure is given to you? No, figure directly is not given. So 20% of 90,000. 18,000. Yes, all of you? We arrive at NAV. 82, 72, 74. Yes, still here? Less what? Deduction under section 24. A, standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. So 74 into 3, 21 and something. 22,200 is it? And B, interest and borrowed capital is already, the figure is given to you. is 30,000. $21,800. Right, everybody? Good. Have you revised first 4 chapters? Should I give you a test or no on this weekend then? No? Rocky Bhai is coming. What, KGF 3 now or 2? How many Rocky Bhai are coming? 18 September. What, KGF 2 or TV? Acha. Okay, TV. Nice. Shall we go ahead, everybody? Yeah. Case number 2. All of you. Okay, next case. Next category you have to look into now. Okay. Case number 2. Everyone there? Page 5.6. Okay. Where a house property is let out for part of the year and self-occupied for part of the year. Possible. Everything is possible. Anything can happen. Correct? That's why they have to given you all the combinations over here. Okay. So basically, let us say you shifted to some other city or some other location or some other area for any reason. Correct? So you have occupied the property for some part yourself and some part is now actually let out. Everybody, possible, no? You got a better house, so you shifted to a better house and the other house you have given on rent. Possible, no? Did you understand? Okay. So let us say you had one house property. You were using it. You own it and you were using it. And then during the middle of the year, you got another house property. You are rich. So you shifted to what? House property number 2. And house property number 1, then you have given it on rent. So house property number 1, for some part of the year, for some months it was SOP and some months it is let out. It can be vice versa also. It can be what, bacho? Vice versa also. Vice versa means what now? He was staying in house property number 2. House property number 1 was always given on rent. And then at the end of the year or later on, he came to house property number 1, shifted again. Anything can happen. Clear? So basically a property was both SOP also and let out also. Yes, everybody? Clear? All right. And very important and very problematic also now. Why? So where a property is let out for part of the year and SOP also for part of the year. If a single unit of a property, understand now, okay? Single unit means one quantity. Is SOP for part of the year and let out for remaining part of the year, then step 1, expected rent for the whole year shall be taken into account. Very much problematic. Very much problematic. Students don't believe it or they don't agree with this. I know that. Expected rent for the entire year is taken into account. Because step number 2 is what, bacho? Actual rent. And actual rent you will take only for let out period. Keep that in mind. What did I say? Step number 2 is what? Actual rent. Actual rent, use common sense, will not be there for the period for which you are staying in the property. Isn't that common sense? So step number 2, actual rent will be only for that period, for the period for which you have given it on rent, let out. So step 2 is going to be definitely lower than step 1. Now why? And step 1 they are telling you because not to find only for let out period. Find expected rent for the entire year. Are you getting my point or no? It is a very problematic or a disadvantage. Correct. Disadvantageous to the assessee. Imagine if an assessee is staying for 11 months by himself. Understand, bacho? Are you getting my point? Let us say 11 months SOP. And what? 1 month actually let out. Now understand what is the cash income he got. 12 months, 1 month, 11 month. He got cash income only for 1 month. The period for which is actually let out. So actual rent only for 1 month. Expected rent? Problem. What? Entire year. Are you getting my point, all of you? So never ever, bacho, give, SOP as well as let out. Hai na? Because you have to find out rent for the entire year. Clear, all of you? Chalo, I'll go ahead, everybody. Then step 1 ER. Expected rent will be taken into account for the entire year for determining GAV. This is very important. It will be considered that it was let out. Considered, assume that it was let out for the entire year. For step number 2, bacho. Sorry, for step number 1, expected rent. Step number 2 will be very, very low, actual rent. Tell me, understood or no? Khushbu till here, Mansi, Nitin, Andrajit, tell me. Okay, we'll go ahead, everybody. So, expected rent, step number 1 for entire year. Another part. Now, pay attention. Do you remember these things? I'll again come back to the basics again. 5.4. Types of house property. SOP, let out and deemed to be let out. Self-occupied property, or we can say unoccupied also. GAV is nil. Understand, GAV is nil. Municipal tax deduction is not allowed. Therefore, NAV is also nil. 24A will also be nil. Understand, very important, bacho. Again, I'm repeating. Self-occupied property, GAV is nil and municipal taxes is not allowed. GAV is nil and municipal taxes is not allowed for self-occupied property. Let out, any problem till here? All the calculations are correct. Correct means regular. Let out. Yes, everybody? Let out, GAV, everything we calculate, municipal taxes is also allowed. Deemed to be let out. Is it actually let out? Tell me, everybody. No. Deemed to be let out is not, bacho, is not actually let out. Understand now. But we are assuming it to be let out. So therefore, my expected rent calculation will be there. But what will be the figure for actual rent? Khushbu, what will be the figure for actual rent? 0. Because there is no actual, you are not giving it on rent actually, practically. You are just assuming it for income tax purpose as given on rent. But for every other purpose, it will be like let out means what? Every other purpose means what? We will allow municipal taxes to be reduced. Everything else will be okay. Only difference will be what? Step 2, actual rent will be 0. So if bacho, this figure we can calculate, this will be nil. So what will be automatically my GAV? Did you understand? Yes, very good, Khushbu. Indrajit, Nitin, did you understand? Are kuch ja raha hai dimag mein? You all understanding? Correct? For deemed to be let out property also. Clear? Chalo. So understand. SOP, municipal taxes not allowed. Let out, municipal taxes allowed. But this case number 2, what does it say? Some part of the year municipal, some part of the year property was SOP. Some part of the year the property was let out. Look at these wordings. These one, I'll again highlight. That is, it will be considered as let out for the entire year. Deemed, no. Or it will be considered as if it was let out for the entire year. Therefore, municipal taxes will be also allowed for the entire year. Check. Therefore, property taxes for the whole year will be allowed as deduction. The remaining condition is always there, provided it is paid by the owner during the year. We don't have to apportion over here. That's so what period it is SOP. So we will remove that municipal taxes. What period it is let out. So apportion municipal taxes, that much will allow. Not like that. For the entire year, we are assuming it. Because why? Bacho, we are taking expected rent for the entire year only. Na? So municipal taxes, bacho, is also, the property itself is considered as let out for the entire year. Did you understand, all of you? That's what property taxes will also be allowing for the entire year. All okay? We'll go ahead. 16. Question number 16. Come on. We have multiple cases, bachcho. We are going to have more different cases. So here we are discussing not we are discussing about bachcho, some time of the year is SOP and some time of the year is let out. Okay. So SOP and let out for part of the year. Ready? You can give reference to your in your notebook also. Don't worry. So we will write on that also. It is case number what? 2, na? Page number what? It is on 5.6, case number 2. Just confirm once. Five point six पर है वो. It is on 5.6. Case 2. It is for your reference. 16. Now to question number 16. Ready? How many questions are there? Na? Lots of them. Okay. We need lots of practice also, na? Or one question, one concept, one question. Ready? So 16. X has a property in Delhi whose municipal valuation is 1 lakh. FR is 120. Standard rent is not given. It was SOP by X from 1/4/22 to 31st July 22. April, May, June, July, 4 months. From 1st August itself, immediately, it was let out at rupees 9,000 per month. Compute the annual value of the HP for AY 23-24. If municipal taxes during the year was 10,000. Compute entirely, obviously. Annual value means we're talking about, we'll directly take this also. Income from house property. Okay, ready? Chalo. Computation of. Ready? So this is your case. It is partly let out and partly SOP also for the year. Correct? GAV calculation. First one is what? Expected rent. Obviously, we know it is what? Higher of municipal valuation or fair rent subject to standard rent. Clear? So, higher of what, bachu? 1 lakh or 120. We don't have the figure, so I'm just writing subject to not available. So 120. Yes, everybody. So even if it was let out for only some part of the year or from August onwards, correct? But we're taking expected rent for the entire year. Okay. Understood here? I'm writing here in bracket. Considered for entire year. Yes, everybody. We'll go ahead, all of you. Second one. Actual rent receivable. This is very important. It is only for the let out period, okay? For let out period only. How much are we earning, bacho? Rupees 9,000. From August, that means for which months we are not taking? April, May, June, July, we are not taking. 4 months you are not taking. That means you are taking for 8 months, isn't it? So 8 months. 72. Is this fair or not fair now? Look at the GAV. What will be my GAV? 120 or 72? My GAV which will be 72. It is fair or not fair? Not fair. So my GAV will be what? 120, higher. Not fair, because actually income I've earned 72. But for taxation, I'm taking 120. Correct? Is higher of 1 or 2. Yes. $120. Agree, tell your all of you. That is my GAV. Calculate everything now, income from house property. Less what do we reduce? Come on. Municipal taxes paid by owner during the year. How much have you paid, Bacho? Tell me. 10,000 only. Correct? What do we arrive at? NAV. Net annual value, 1,10,000. Yes, still here? And from there, what do we do? Yeah. Less deduction under section, tell me. 24. 24A, standard deduction at the rate of 30% off. NAV 33. Do we have 24B, etc.? Nothing. Not given actually in the data. So that is our income from house property. Yes, 77,000. Yes, still here, all of you? Clear? One more. Come on. Everybody. Yes or no? Should we try on your own then? 17. Ready? Obviously, I'll read the question with you. X owns a house property, which is SOP by him till 30th November 22. And thereafter, he let out for rupees 10,000 per month. How many months is he earning the rent income, bacho? 4 months. From December to March. The municipal valuation of the house is 1 lakh, fair rent 120. X paid rupees 50,000 as municipal taxes during the year, which relate to past years as well as the current year. Determine income from house property for AY 23-24. Assuming insurance premium and interest paid during the year were 3,000 and 25,000 respectively. Assuming insurance premium and interest paid. When interest paid, obviously will take interest on borrowed capital. Calculate this quickly. I will not even discuss much. I'll do in rough later on. Okay. I'm giving you 2 minutes to solve this quickly. Online, everybody on YouTube who are there, comment quickly. Okay, Indrajit. Good, keep it up. Yeah. Yes, Indra, I got your answer. I told you it's correct. Good, Mansi. Correct answer. Very good, Khushbu. नितिन भाई आप बचे अभी. बहुत प्रेशर है. नितिन बोल रहे बहुत टेंशन है. solve. I'm writing it. I'm doing it a little bit in the rough, okay? Because this is a repetitive kind of question. Comprehensive income from HP. Of X for AY 23-24 particulars rupees. Find Ilya. GV calculations. First one, expected rent. Again, like I said, we'll be taking it for the entire year. है ना? So higher of what, बच्चों? 1 lakh or 1 lakh 20 because we don't have the standard rent. Correct, no? So higher of 1 lakh or 120, but we don't have standard rent, so not applicable. So 120 is my step number 1. Step 2, बच्चों, actual rent receivable. Correct? How much, बच्चों? I'm getting only for the let out period. Don't forget that. Let out period. I'm purposely writing here. Let out period only. My let out period is बच्चों from what? December to March. है ना? 4 months. At what rate? 10,000 rupees. So rupees 10,000 into 4 months. 40. Yes. So obviously my GAV is what? 120. Yes. Any other problem will here now? This should not be a problem now. Less what? Municipal taxes paid. How much have you paid? 15,000. We take entirely 15,000. It is not at all to be confused. Why? Because it is allowed on cash basis. Okay, so 1 lakh 5 is my NAV. It was less what? Deduction under section 24. I hope all of you covered the answer or copied the answer in a notebook. Okay, quickly. Standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV is what? 31,500. Fine. And we also have interest on borrowed capital. Only that much will take, na? Is how much? 25,000. That's it. Insurance premium has nothing to do with this. You know? Is it okay till you? Not that tough at all. Okay, everybody? I hope so. You know? Good. I hope you're at least getting your confidence. Right, Elio? Come on, one more. Fine, no? 18. Ready, all of you? Question number 18. Sure, we'll go ahead. Srimati, SMT means what? Srimati, Mrs. Raja Lakshmi owns a house property at Adyar in Chennai. The municipal value of property is 5 lakhs. Municipal valuation is 5 lakhs. Fair rent 420. Standard rent 480. All three figures are given. Higher 5 lakhs, lower 480. So, bacho 480. Correct, na? Are haan. Good morning, Kalra Kalakar. Good morning. The property was let out for rupees 50,000 per month, but up to December 22. From April to December, 9 months. Thereafter, the tenant vacated the property and Srimati Rajalakshmi used the house for SOP, sub-occupation. Which case is this, bachcho, now? Some part of the year SOP, some part of the year let out. We take expected rent. We take expected rent, which one? For the entire year. We allow municipal taxes for entire year. Rent for the months of November and December 22 could not be realized. That means you did not get the money in spite of the owner's effort. What case is this? Unrealized rent. All conditions of rule 4 are satisfied. She paid municipal taxes at the rate of 12%. Now, first time they are writing only 12%. Understood? Percentage. We take percentage of which figure? Of municipal value. Municipal value is how much? 5 lakhs. Yes? Okay. She has paid interest of 25,000 during the year for amount, for pay attention now. Amount borrowed. Amount borrowed means loan. So it is interest on loan, no problem. But for what purpose? Repairs. Allowed or not allowed?
Allowed.
Allowed. Five purposes. Remember that? Allowed. Computer income from house property for AY 23-24. Again, not that tough. We are not doing anything which is now out of syllabus or which we have not covered. So all these cases we have covered. Now you also go ahead, no problem. It is completely okay. I'll write it at my own speed and discuss also. You can mute me and then you can solve on your own, no problem. And you can look at the screens later on or whenever you need some help. Okay. Computation of income from HP. Of, yes, I'm not writing all entire names, Srimati Rajalakshmi, but for which AY 23-24. Particulars and rupees. Ready, everybody? We don't have any other heads of income also, nothing. First one. GAV calculation, first one. Expected rent. Again for the entire year. Okay, even if it was SOP and let out for some part of the year, we will be considering as let out for the entire year. So higher of municipal valuation or fair rent, but subject to standard rent. I'm writing in bracket for entire year. Yes, still here, all of you. So higher of 5 lakhs or fair rent is how much? 420. So higher is 5 lakh, but lower of 5 lakhs now. And compare that with standard rent of 480. So answer is 480. As expected. Very good, Indrajit. Good. Keep it up. Nice. Yes. Correct answer. Now write it properly in notebook. Okay. 480. Yes, Celia? Is my expected rent. Second is my actual rent. But again, use common sense. What will I write in bracket? Only obviously for let out period. Now, let out period was till December, correct? Till here, no? The property was let out. Check it. The property was let out for rupees 50,000 per month up to December. So I'll take rupees 50,000 into 9 months Yes or no? From April to December. Yes, everybody. That is what 4,50,000. Do we have vacancy loss? Anything like that? No. Do we have unrealized rent? Yes. So less. Unrealized rent is for 2 months, I think. Okay, 2 months. Correct. So step 2 answer is what? Actual rent receivable or received 3,50,000. Therefore, GAV. How much, Nitin? GAV will be how much? 480 or 350? Nitin. Very good, Kushbu. How much, Bacho? Nitin, how much? GAV, tell me. Any issues, ask me. Very good. It will be 480 only because it is not vacancy loss right now. Okay. And if you see here, already this figure was lower than 480 if you understood a little bit. Okay. Already that figure was lower. Anyways, so GAV is Bacho what? Is higher of step 1 or step 2. Clear till here? Higher of step 1 or step 2. That is 480. We allow municipal taxes. Yes, for the entire year we will allow less municipal taxes paid by owner during the year. Okay. How much, Bacho? The municipal taxes are paid at the rate of 12%. Obviously, 12% of municipal valuation. Municipal valuation was 5 lakh rupees. 12 5 is 60. Correct, Ilya? So 60,000 is my municipal taxes. What do I arrive at? We arrive at, Bacho, NAV, net annual value. 480 minus 60 is 420. Yes, Ilya? Less what? Deduction under section 24. A is what? Standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. 420 into 30. 13 or 12, how much? 12, 1,26,000 is it? This percentage, so nothing great about it. Hai na? And B, do we have interest? Yes. But do we have interest on borrowed capital for repairs? Yes, repairs is allowed. Very good, Kalra. Interest on borrowed capital. But so how much? 25,000. Hai na? Everybody? Yes, Silio. That is income from house property. 269, right? No? $2,69,000. Simple, all of you? Yes? Good. Right? I hope all of you are getting confidence now. Good, good, good. One more before the break. Chalega? Come on, guys. One more before the break. Is it okay? Tell me. One more, okay? Chalo. One more we can do before the break. We'll do one more question, then we'll take a break. Question number 19. Question number 19. 5.17. NDM. Obviously, I'll read the question with you. Okay? Ready, everybody? Chalo. You have, all of you have notes, na? My PDF file is also available on Google Drive for notes. Correct, na? All of you have access, na? 19. Ready? Mrs. X submits the following information relating to a residential house property. Municipal valuation 48,000. These figures are very, very small. We'll take it as it is right now. Fair rent 52,000. Standard rent is 65,000. All these figures are for the year. We are taking it for the year. Okay. Okay. Municipal taxes paid actually 6,000 rupees. Repairs 200 rupees. Interest on capital borrowed for purpose of construction 4,000. Repairs will be allowed 200. No. Interest on borrowed capital for construction allowed. On May 24, 2020. Wow. Which concept? She borrows 2 lakhs at the rate of 12% per annum for the purpose of reconstruction of the house property. Try to understand. This 4,000 bacho is, can I say it is kind of an old loan or some loan which is still going on? I told you, bacho, the home loan can go on for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years also on some side, correct? So she is paying, she or he, yes, she is paying what? 4,000, let us say, for some old loan. Construction. Obviously, when there is construction, after that only there will be some reconstruction. Are you getting my point? So that she has taken one more loan. But when? 2020. Okay, Delia? No issues. For reconstruction. Basically, house property is there, no problem. The house is self, so it will not be a concept of pre-construction interest, okay, or pre-construction period, because house property is there. Okay, we are not doing a case of demolition of property, etc. Property is there. The house is self-occupied from 1st April 22, that is beginning of the year, till 31st December 22, SOP, 9 months. And then it was let out for a monthly rent of rupees 5,000. From January 22 for 3 months. Correct, Ilya? Again, which case it is? It is a case of some part of the year SOP, some part of the year let out. For expected rent, we take let out for the entire year. So even if you've actually earned only rupees 15,000, 3 months rent, we will take expected rent for the entire year. Determine her taxable income for AY 23-24. Assuming that her income from other sources, okay, other head of income, is 5 lakhs. She has invested 15,000 in tax savings FD in her own name, and rupees 10,000 in the name of the daughter. This will not be allowed because obviously right now you don't know about section 80C. We have not yet covered. If it is in her own name, that we are allowing. It is tax saving FD. But children name FD bacho is not allowed under section 80C. Okay, Delia? I'll give you obviously the format. Obviously, I only expect you to do income from house property, but the question is asking you about taxable income. Yes, Celia? So I'll give you regular format. And then from in that regular format, you'll give me income from house property. Is it okay? Should I go ahead? Right now. Computation of. Computation of income from house property of Mrs. X for AY 23-24. For AY 23-24. Okay. Particulars and rupees. Ready? Understand? Okay, Khushbu. I don't think so that is the figure. I'll check. Okay. Fine. Pay attention. How many heads of income do we have in the question? We have 2 heads of income. House property and other sources. And as per sequence, obviously it is house property will come first. So I'm writing an income from house property. I'm writing in short. And I'm writing a reference working note number 1. And second, income from other sources. Income from other sources. That figure is already given to us 5 lakhs. No. Assuming our income from other sources is 5 lakhs, correct. Total of all the incomes, what do we call it? GTI, gross total income. Simple till here. Whatever that figure will come to, we have to finalize the house property income. So what do we say next step? Let's what, bacho? Chapter 6A, deduction. Okay. Like I said, it is one of the later chapters. So right now, don't worry much if you don't know anything about it. That is completely okay. First one, section 80C. It is your tax saving FD. Okay. So I'm writing here. FD in the name of daughter is not allowed. Basically, children is not allowed. How much? So how much will allow? Only in her own name. 15,000, 1,500. Okay, till here, all of you. 15,000. And that is your net taxable income. Remember? Okay. So working notes, everybody. Income from house property, particulars rupees. Solve. Kushbi has already given the answer. Try, everybody try. You change the answer. Very good, Andrejit. Good. Okay, Mansi. And who else gave the answer? Mansi has given a what, I think. Kushbu. Yes, Indraji, I got it. Try, all of you. I'm keeping again that question in front of you. Give me income from house property. Give me bacho income from house property. The data is there in front of you. Try quickly. I think Khushbu, you gave the answer, no? Mansi also gave the answer. Nitin. Oh, Nitin bhai. हाँ गलत है खुशबू. Mansi, even you can retry. If I tell you your answers are wrong, then the thing is nobody in the exam tells you, na, it is right or wrong, isn't it? Now you'll be curious. What is wrong? What? Mansi, good. Yes. Good. Now you got it, I think. Nitin bhai, are you there? You can unmute, huh, Nitin. It's okay. No, Khushbu. No. And don't say like that. Galat hi hoga. It's not. It doesn't have to be wrong. No? If you have issues, ask, huh, Nitin. No problem. Okay, let's try. Yes, some of you again gave right answers. Others tried, but no problem. Let's go ahead. Income from house property. Now, the question I read with you, so the case you know, it is some part of the year let out, some part of the year SOP, and for GAV calculation, especially for expected rent, we take for the entire year. Yes, Celia? So nothing new I am telling you right now. And we'll solve it together. Chalo. GAV calculation. First one, expected rent. I'm writing a bachcho for entire year. These figures I told you are for the year. So higher of MV or FR subject to SR, higher of 48,000, 52,000, lower of 52, or SR is what? 65. So our answer is 52. Yesterday, all of you, that is my expected rent. Second, actual rent. Is there unrealized rent? No, but it is 15,000 now. Yes, all of you. So rupees 5,000 into 3 months. Okay. So therefore, obviously GAV is what? 52,000. Okay, till here, all of you. Hi, no. Do we have unrealized rent or anything? No. Do we have vacancy loss? Nothing. Okay, so less what? Municipal taxes paid. Are they paid? Yes. How much? 6,000 for the year. We'll take 6,000. Yes, 6,000. Yes, so what we arrive at? 46,000 is my NAV. Less deduction under section 24. A standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. That comes to
48,000.
Huh?
48,000.
NAV.
Municipal taxes. No, correct, sir.
B. Interest on borrowed capital. I'll take both the purposes, bacho, because concession was also allowed and reconcession is also allowed. Interest on borrowed capital. Okay. So construction was 4,000. Yes, everybody. But reconstruction was how much? Achha, we don't have that. Okay. But 2 lakh we have, na? This much we can calculate, na? But what? 2 lakhs into 12%. Yes, Celia. Now, why it took 2 lakhs? Why it took 12%? They have not given you the date in the data. What have they said? On May 24, 2020, she borrows 2 lakhs at 12% per annum for the purpose of reconstruction of house property. She has not paid. Does it matter to you? Let us say if she has not paid, does it matter? No, because interest we take it on accrual basis. Now they have not given you what is the principal amount outstanding. Understand what am I telling you? What is the principal amount outstanding in the beginning of the year? We don't know. So how much will take 2 lakhs? That is 2 lakhs is pending. So on 2 lakhs, how much is accrued during their interest? 12% of 2 lakhs, 24,000. Yes, everybody understood or no? I think here most of you have given me different answer for this purpose only, I think. Correct? I hope till 13,800 everything was okay. So 24 and 4, 28,000. That is my income from house property. 46,000 minus 13,800 minus 28,000. How much? 4,200. Okay, Nitin. Only this was a different part of the answer, no? Correct, no? I hope. Then we'll go ahead. Put this 4,200 in the main answer. Add that with iOS. So 5,04,200. And from that only 15,000. That's okay. No. And then from that reduce 15,000. So it is 489,200, I think. Correct? Now, wherever you want to make an assumption, we can make an assumption, but give it in the notes. It is assumed that what, bacho? The loan taken for reconstruction is not yet repaid, or the principal outstanding in the beginning of the year is rupees 2 lakhs. This point you can put in the notes. Correct, Leo? So we'll take a break, bacho, because I have to start with the concept of ceiling limits, which is a headache. Okay. Ten. All of you, is it okay? Fine, everybody. Chalo, take a break. Online वालों, YouTube वालों, take a break. Have a Kit Kat. मिलते हैं. गुड मॉर्निंग। आगे के सब लोग चलो आगे बढ़े। कमेंट करो फटाफट सब लोग जो लोग हैं। आगे के सब लोग। ओके मानसी ओके नितिन ओके ये कौन खुशबू और ये इंद्रजीत ओके We'll start. Okay. We'll go ahead, everybody. Chalo. Let's go ahead. Chalo. Okay. So we have to go ahead now to a very important concept. Okay. Ceiling limit for interest. First of all, interest is allowed as deduction. And interest we have seen, it is interest on obviously borrowed capital, that is loan. And that loan has to be for any of those 5 purposes that also we had seen. Then we have also seen the concept of pre-construction, right? And post-construction, that means pre-construction period 1/5 will take, and post-construction, that is current year, will take. This also concept we had covered, right? Yes, still here, all of you. Then 24B then bachcho has some limitations. Has some bachcho what limitations? Now understand 24A is just a percentage of NAV. Correct, Ilya? However, 24B is a figure. 24B bachcho is a figure. Okay, it also matters a lot. It has lots of importance because this will also in a way impact or affect your decision making, whether to buy or not buy a house property. You know how it affects your tax liability. It matters, bachcho. Okay, so it is an important deduction. Now understand, decrease from our income. We decrease from our income. Understand, income from house property, NAV, whatever you get, net annual value. From that we decrease 24B. Interest on borrowed capital. Which interest? Which is on accrual basis. Remember till here, we are decreasing our income. The tax liability, pay attention what I'm telling you. The impact on tax liability is 30%. Means what? Understand. Again, just for the sake of example. If my taxable income, or let us say tax liability, whatever, or taxable income is, let us say 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs regularly. I fall in the 30% slab rate. Isn't everyone agrees? I fall in the 30% slab rate. But if my income is 39 lakhs, okay, if my income is 39 lakhs, I am right now still in the 30% slab rate, isn't it? So whenever I want to discuss, or whenever generally we discuss, we say, normally speaking, in regular cases, we are in the 30% slab rate. So whether your income will increase or whether your income will decrease, it matters or affects at the rate of 30%. At the rate of 30% means what? You're in a way comparatively, bachcho, 40 lakhs and 39 lakhs. The difference is of 1 lakh currently here, all of you. And my tax slab rate is, let us say, if I'm on the higher side, 30%. Are you getting my point? What I'm going to tell you? Basically, your income will increase or decrease. It matters to you for your tax liability at the rate of 30%. 30. Is it okay till here? At 39 lakhs, whatever is the figure, on that, obviously, you'll be paying more tax at the rate of, or on the income of 40 lakhs. Okay, everybody? That 1 lakh, whatever difference we have, it will affect almost close to 30%. I'm not considering surcharge or cess, etc. Okay, till here? So what I'm trying to tell you is whenever you reduce 24B, let us say I have reduced 24B, I'm just giving you an example, by 5 lakhs rupees. The tax liability impact is 30% of this or no? Are you getting what I'm trying to tell you? The tax liability impact is 30%. Because regularly, house property or your regular income, we are taxing it at slab rates, and slab rates higher side is how much? 30%. Kushbu understood? Pansi, Nitin, Indrajit, the thing I'm trying to tell you. Yes, everybody? Now understand. If I don't reduce 24B, I am paying taxes. Na? If I don't reduce 24B, I am paying taxes. But if I reduce 24B, bacho, by whatever figure of that, 30% bacho gets saved. Gets saved. It is like a savings, or you can say reduction in your tax liability. Is it okay, Delia? So basically 24B is again some not problematic, but again a painful area for income tax department, because it is reducing your income. Simple. Whatever is reducing your income or whatever is exempting your income is problematic for department. Isn't it, bacho? So they are very, very careful. And that's why they have put some limitation also. Section 10, we have seen so many conditions every time to fulfill and to take the exemption. So similarly, wherever you have deductions, there can be some conditions associated with it. Understood earlier? Can I go ahead? Chalo. So that's why 24B is reducing your income. That's why you can't reduce it unlimited. You can't reduce it, bacho, unlimited by using 24B. There are certain ceiling limits. What do you mean by ceiling or ceiling limits? Upper limit.
Stop.
Top, na? Upper. Hai so ceiling limit means what, bacho? Upper limit. Higher limit, correct. For interest. Which interest, bacho, I'm discussing obviously 24B. So understand. Now 24B, bacho, has some limitations. Till now, okay, understand what am I saying? Till now, we have done all the cases where most of the time, the property was let out. The figures were given to us. So we had not considered any kind of limits, etc. Now we are talking of limitation of 24B. A monetary limit of 24B. Monetary limit means, you understand? Some actual limit. Clear till here? Now, this monetary limit of 24B depends again on the type of property. What kind of property it is. Okay, till here, all of you? Understand? Simple, very simple. We'll go to the first, to the very simple one. This one. If the property is let out actually or deemed to be let out. If the property is let out actually or deemed to be let out. Clear till here, everybody? Now this property is earning income or no? Tell me this. Come on. This property is earning income or no? Or at least for income tax department, it is earning income. If it is deemed to be let out. Yes or no, everybody? Are you getting my point? At least from income tax department's point of view, even if it is deemed to be income, deemed to be let out, it is adding in your income, na? The expected rent is getting added in your income. Or if it is actually let out, it is getting added in your income. Basically, these properties are making income for the income tax department. Simple. That's why they are saying you allow interest without any limit. Without any limit. I'm talking about interest on borrowed capital. The ceiling limit, whatever we have for SOP property, for SOP, self-occupied properties, or in respect of interest on loan borrowed, does not apply to a deemed, or you can say even a let out property. Even deemed, or you can say even a let out property. Deemed to be let out and let out are as good as same. Na? The only difference will be what, bacho? In deemed to be let out, there will be no actual rent. That's it. Clear? All of you? Again, I'm repeating. Let out property or deemed to be let out. No ceiling limit of 24B. Okay? Let out property or deemed to be let out. No ceiling limit of 24B. Clear till here? Please understand, it is interest on borrowed capital. So don't change the purpose of borrowed capital. Don't change the purpose of loan. The loan has to be taken only for any of those 5 purposes. Remember? Acquisition, constructions, repairs, renewal, reconstruction. Clear? That will not change. Those basics what we have learned will be as it is. Okay, now don't change the basics. Now we are talking only of the upper limit of 24B. Tell me again, let out property or deemed to be let out? What is the ceiling limit? Unlimited. There is no ceiling limit. Clear? Are ha, Khushbu, Nitin, Mansi, Indrajit, tell me quickly. Okay, till here. Unlimited. Very good. That's why there is a diagram. I had told you. Isn't it? Check. On page 5.10 also. Keep a scale or a pencil there also and here also. We'll be just referring to the diagram whenever required. Okay, ready? Deductions allowed from NAV. From NAV. From NAV, we have 24A and 24B. Correct, Ilya? So let us talk about, let us say, let out property or deemed to be let out. Right? So it is let out or deemed to be let out. Some figure you will have of NAV. Out of that, 24A will go. 30% standard deduction. Correct, Ilya? And 24B. Interest on borrowed capital. Look at this word. This is important for you. Fully allowed. Any problem, Ilya? Any kind of ceiling limit there? No. Correct, Ilya? Acha. Let me ask you a very simple question. GAV of SOP. I'm repeating. GAV, gross annual value. Forget, sorry, GAV. NAV. NAV of SOP will be either positive or negative or nil. NAV of SOP, net annual value of self-occupied properties, will be positive or negative or nil. All of you. Khushbu, Nitin. It will be nil. Because the GAV of SOP is nil. Municipal taxes not allowed. Therefore, what your NAV by default comes to nil for SOP. Clear? Now, my net annual value is nil. Therefore, 24A will also be nil. Only remains but chose for SOP is what then? 24B. And now even that has some kind of ceiling limits, which we have to check. Done till here, all of you? Ariha, should we go ahead? Okay. Look at the self-occupied properties. This is a little bit again headache, or you can say not tricky, but many things we have to keep in mind. Okay, sure. Relief, we have in fact limits. Okay, everyone ready till here? Sure. Self-occupied property limit applies to current as well as pre-construction interest. That means what? We used to take total. Now, earlier question we have already solved, and we have to write a figure. Remember, interest under 24B, current year plus pre-construction. That figure used to come. Yes, till here. So the ceiling limits which we are talking is for all the interest, current as well as pre-construction. Pre-construction, bacho, how much? 150 used to take na every year. Remember, not every year, for 5 years. Okay, we'll go ahead, everybody. Sure. Understand now. Point number one. Some we have again conditions. What are the conditions? Properties acquired or constructed, either purchased or constructed, with capital borrowed on or after 1st April 99. So obviously in the syllabus, wherever you see the changes from 1st April, that means it is from that particular finance act or the new financial year. Yes, Celia? What is the first condition of you checking, bacho here? The purpose of loan. Understand what is the purpose of loan? Is it now all 5 purposes? No. It is not, bacho, for now all 5 purposes. It is not repairs, renewal or reconstruction. It is only right now acquired or constructed, purchase or constructed. Yes, Celia? That is point number 1. Second, the loan is taken when, bacho? As of today also. Why? Because they are saying on or after 1st April 1999. So that is the change law, or that is in fact the current law now. The loan is taken when? On or after 1st April 1999. That is one thing. Point number 1. Please be careful, bacho. Second condition to be satisfied. You have taken the loan for what purpose? Either purchase or construction. So that should happen within time. Understand now, Khushbu, pay attention. Acquisition or construction is completed within 5 years from the end of the year in which the loan was borrowed. Underline the word, bacho, end of the year. Within how much time the purchase or construction should be completed? Within 5 years from the end of the year in which the loan was borrowed. Correct, Elio? Normally, practically, it should be 2 years, 3 years. So here they have given you 5 years. Okay. Such interest now pay attention. Such interest is payable in respect of the amount advanced for acquisition or construction of the house or as a refinancing of the principal amount. Refinancing of principal amount means bacho, loan given to repay loan. Refinance of principal amount. Okay. It is bacho what? Loan given for another loan to repay the earlier loan. Or as refinance of principal amount outstanding under earlier loan taken for such acquisition or construction. That is okay. Basically, it is acquisition or construction only. Okay. So two, 3 important points. Property is SOP, correct? Loan was taken for either purchase or construction. Loan was taken on or after 1/4/1999. The purchase or construction was completed within 5 years of the end of the financial year in which loan was taken. Yes. In that case, bacho, actual interest payable. What is my interest deduction? Whatever is accrued during the year, along with your pre-construction, let us say, whatever that figure comes to, we know how to calculate. Whatever that figure comes to, it is subject to maximum bacho 2 lakhs. Aggregate. Aggregate means what? You can have one house property SOP, you can have 2 SOP. Okay. All the conditions should be satisfied. All it is and. Okay, and let us see. Clear all of you? Okay. Again, if you want, again we'll look at the diagram. Understand now. Okay, everyone there? 5.10, I think. SOP. Interest borrowed on capital, interest on borrowed capital 24B. Now I'm going on the right hand side, this part, whichever it will satisfy each of them. The loan is taken for acquisition or construction. Correct? Yes, okay. Loan is taken on or after 1/4/99. This also we have done. And acquisition or construction is completed within 5 years from the end of the financial year in which the loan was taken. Also done. And there is one more condition. Certificate should also be. Kishan Dubey, good afternoon. Good morning, sorry. Certificate from lender specifying the interest payable. Array, you take loan from bank. Understand? Okay, I'll show you sometime later. You take bachu what? Loan from bank. So there has to be a bank certificate that for this particular year, how much interest will be payable. They issue that. You usually have a login ID. Okay, just like you have savings bank account, you can log in and check anytime. Similarly, there is a loan account also. You can log in and check anytime. Whatever is the interest payable, you can download the certificate also. So there are 2 certificates. One is a provisional certificate. Provisional means in the beginning of the year. Okay. That how much interest you are going to pay for the year. And at the end of the year, you'll get one more certificate. How much have you paid during the year? Principal as well as interest. Okay, everybody? All right. So that certificate from lender that yes, this particular interest is payable for the current year. If all the conditions are satisfied. Are you getting my point now? You had asked me a question just now, Indrajit. If all the conditions are satisfied. Okay. So now you're saying yes. Then in that case, maximum 2 lakh rupees in toto. In toto means in totality. In toto means what, bacho? In totality. Toto. In totality means what? Everything. Very important. For 1 or 2 SOPs. Underline that word, bacho, or 2 SOP. Do you understand or do you realize you can have maximum 2 SOP only? You can have 10 house properties, but only maximum 2 self-occupied property. Remaining will be let out, or you can say deemed to be let out. Khushbu, are you getting my point, Nitin? That's why they are using the word 1 or 2 properties. I can have 2-3 homes, and on that 2-3 homes, my loan is going on for all the homes. In totality, bacho, for 1 or 2 SOP, I can claim only maximum 2 lakhs. It is not property wise. Please understand what the wording, what is the meaning of that wordings. It is not property wise, in fact, it is assessee wise. Are you getting the difference? So when you file income tax return, simple. You can show whatever properties you have, 1 property, 2 property of SOP. Maximum you can fill under 24B is bacho 2 lakh rupees. It is not 2 lakhs and 2 lakhs per property. No, it is not per property. It is per assessee per financial year. Yes? Khushbu, understood? All of you? Clear? All right. We'll go back to the table. So again, we'll repeat. SOP, loan is for We have lots of, don't worry, we have lots of examples to do. You will be bored and tired of doing so much of examples, don't worry. SOP, loan is taken for purchase or construction. Loan is taken on or after 1/4/1999. The construction or completion is completed within 5 years of the end of the financial year in which the loan was taken, and this banker certificate is received. In that case, your ceiling limit is 2 lakh rupees in totality. Correct. However, if it is taken for any third purpose, or any of the remaining 3 purposes, total 5 purposes are allowed. Correct, Ilya? So understand, na? If you have taken the loan for repairs, renewal, or reconstruction, 2 lakh limit is not applicable. 2 lakh limit is not applicable. Then maximum is how much is allowed then? 30,000 rupees. Clear till all of you? Yes. Okay. We'll do all the permutation combination. Don't worry. Okay. So if the loan is taken for repairs, renewal, or reconstruction, then ceiling limit is will be 30,000. Clear till here? Another condition you were asking me. What if the loan is, let us say, then taken before 1/4/1999? Again, ceiling limit is 30,000 rupees. What if the acquisition or concession is not completed? Okay, in this case also, let me say, within 5 years not completed, what will you do? Again, limit is 30,000 rupees. Are you getting my point? So there are only 2 limits, 2 lakhs and 30,000. Permutation combination means all the varieties, Baba. All the varieties will do, all the combinations will do. One house before 1/4/1999, another house after 1/4/1999. So what will happen? These things you have to understand. Okay, everybody? Got it? So in simple case, let me just simply tell you that whatever conditions are mentioned over here for 2 lakh rupees, if even one of the condition is not satisfied, then your ceiling limit becomes 30,000. We are not saying you will not be allowed interest. You will be allowed interest reduction, but the limit will be then 30,000 rupees. Could you understood? And lastly, look at the last line. So what are they saying? Total cap limit. Cap limit is, you have to again, upper limit. For all of the above cases, for SOP properties, because SOP can be maximum 2, is rupees 2 lakhs. Means what? Try to understand it. If house number 1, okay, it was before 1/4/1999, or let me use the word 96 something. The loan was taken for house 1 on 1/4/96. My ceiling limit is what applicable? Tell me, everybody. 30,000 rupees. Clear, Delia? And house 2, let us say I took it on 1st April 2005 something. My ceiling limit applicable over there is what? 2 lakh rupees. Is it okay, everybody? Now, whatever may be my actual, you can say, interest. Okay, it can be your 45,000 rupees. It can be your 1,80,000, whatever. Okay, in totality, again, look at the last line. Whatever you do, house wise, it will be 30 and 2 lakhs. But in totality for the assessee bacho, it will be what? 2 lakhs still. So it is possible house wise, it can also be different. House wise, it can be different, 30,000 or 2 lakhs. Okay, but again, after taking total of both of them, it cannot exceed 2 lakhs. Are you getting my point? Then Kushbu, Niraj, Mansi. Okay, all of you? Got it? Okay. Again, we'll come back to that diagram. Check here. Wherever the question is no, means what? It is not for acquisition or concession. That means it is for no full form. Cap, we usually say capped. Cap, there is no full form for cap. Okay, so if it is not for acquisition or concession, it is for repairs or renewal or reconstruction. Simple. Check. What is the limit? Maximum rupees 30,000 in total for 1 or 2 self-occupied properties. Correct, Delia? Another case, let us say, if the loan is taken after, or not after, sorry, before 1/4/1999, then again, bacho, what? Limit is what? Again, 30,000. Correct, Delia? And bacho, same thing. If the concession or acquisition is not completed within 5 years of the end of the financial year in which loan was borrowed, etc., 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 this condition is also not satisfied. Same thing. Maximum 30,000 rupees. Yes, Celia, that is your ceiling limit. I hope this is clear now. All of you tell me quickly. All of you, okay, Delia? At least the basics, I'm saying. At least the basics. Sure. We'll solve some questions then, everybody. Okay, so like I said, it is very important. Star mark this. Whenever we ceiling limits, that is the case. Calculate the allowable interest. Okay. We have many different cases. Type of house property we have SOP, self-occupied. Loan for, okay. I'll just go through the headings only first. Type of house property, it is SOP or let out or what. Date of start of construction or repairs, whatever the details will be given to you in the question. Date of completion of construction, etc. Interest current year and 1/5 interest pre-construction. The figures already, all of them are given to you, calculated. Okay, ready? You have to just find out what is the figure for 24B. Okay, everybody, let's start. Ceiling limit बच्चों केसेस है ना. Ceiling limit cases. Ready, everybody? Question number 14. We'll go ahead, all of you. All right. Case 1. Case 1. What type of property it is? SOP. Ceiling limit applicable. Simple, first of all. Otherwise, it will directly say not applicable. Purpose is what? Construction. So it will fall under which category? Construction or acquisition. Clear till here? When is the loan taken? But date of start of loan, or you can say date of start of construction or repairs. That means we will take that also as date of loan. 1/4/1998. Tell me. Correct. What is the ceiling limit, bachcho? One of the conditions not satisfied now. Kushbu understood? One of the conditions not satisfied now. It is before 1/4/1999. My ceiling limit, bachcho, will become 30,000. So I don't even have to check remaining else. My interest is how much? 3 lakh rupees accrued, let us say, for the year, but I'll be claiming only 30,000 rupees. Is it okay? Good. Write down in the notebook, bachcho. Case 1. House property is SOP. Loan is for, I'll write down all the points, whatever is relevant. Loan is for construction, full stop. However, loan is borrowed before 1/4/1999. Therefore, ceiling limit is rupees 30,000. Okay. Full stop. Actual interest accrued is how much? 3 lakh rupees. Next line, therefore, deduction under section 24B. Understand, it is always lower of actual or ceiling limit, no, isn't it? Because actual or ceiling limit 30,000 will be rupees 30,000. Are you getting my point? Ceiling limit is an upper limit. If my amount is lower than that, then we will take that figure only, na, actual figure. Okay, so it is lower of actual figure or ceiling limit. Clear, all of you? Case 2. Remaining, we will not repeat quickly. I mean, all the cases always again and again. Case number 2, everyone there? SOP. Loan is for construction, all okay till here. Loan is taken after 1/4/1999. Okay. So I'm taking this as, see, date of start of construction, I'm taking it as date of loan also. Okay, 1/4/16. Fine. 31/3/22. Date of completion. Date of completion. Interest of the current year and interest of the pre-construction also. Okay. Let's quickly write down. House property is SOP. Loan is for construction. है ना? Loan is borrowed after 1/4/1999. So what is the next condition? Construction should be completed within 5 years of the end of the financial year in which loan was borrowed. है ना? Right now, construction is completed on. And important now, okay? Loan was borrowed on. Loan was borrowed on. When, bachcho? 1/4/16. That is financial year. Financial year, bachcho. 16/17. Therefore, end of financial year is what, bachcho? What date? 31/3/2017. Did you understand what is happening here? The loan was borrowed on 1st April 16. That means it is coming in which financial year? 16/17. So as per the law, it is what? Within the 5 years from the end of the year in which loan was borrowed. Again, I'm repeating, within 5 years from the end of the year in which loan was borrowed. The year in which loan was borrowed, 16/17. End of the year, 31/3/17. From there, we will check 5 years. Arey haan. Important, very important. na, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 31st March 22. Oh my God. Is it exactly on 31st March 22? Is it on the last date? Yes. Therefore, ceiling limit is how much, bachcho? Rupees 2 lakhs. Yes, Celia? Actual interest accrued, everybody? 3 and 2. Five lakhs. Therefore, simple. Everybody okay till you? Deduction under section 24B rupees 2 lakhs. Yes, everybody? All okay? Khushbu? Nitin? Good. Ready case for case number 3? Very simple. 5 lakhs how? It is already given to us pre-construction. Okay. What did I write to answer? 5 lakhs or 2 lakhs? The answer is 2 lakhs only. No? 5 lakhs have written in bracket. 3 lakhs plus 2 lakhs. 3 lakhs plus 2 lakhs are what, bacho? The interest belonging to the current year, and 2 lakhs is interest belonging to the pre-construction. 1/5. That also I'm assuming, or it is given there was 1/5. Understood the point? And that is how total interest we can claim as deduction. No, under 24B. What we can claim current year as well as pre-construction. So I'm taking total of that, but that is subject to ceiling limit. Case this will be very easy. Tell me the final answer of deduction of 24B. 24 subsequent clause B for case number 3. What is the answer for case number 3? Final answer for case number 3. Deduction under section 24B is rupees. Okay, Indrajit. Okay, Mansi. Khushbu Nitin. ओके खुशबू नितिन क्या लगता है आपको? कमल केस नंबर 3 अभी आ रहा है यहाँ पे तुम्हारा आंसर क्या? हाँ ओके ओके अभी आया 3 lakhs. ओके 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 फाइन. Check बच्चों. What is there is no major in fact difference between 2 and 3 also. 2 and 3 SOP. पता नहीं. I got a send me a direct message, no problem. SOP concession, no problem. In fact, even loan date is in fact just 1 month ahead of 1 May 16. Correct? Again, that is also not a problem because same financial year. In fact, this is earlier. 31/1/2020 date of completion is earlier. Earlier means what? It is obviously within 5 years from the end of the financial year in which loan was taken. So all the conditions are satisfied. SOP, construction, after 1/4/1999, the loan, within 5 years, construction completed, all conditions satisfied. Ceiling limit is 2 lakhs. Actual accrued is again same figures, 5 lakhs. So 2 lakhs or 5 lakhs, whichever is lower, answer is 2 lakhs. Okay. Don't forget pre-construction, not take this 2 lakhs also. But ceiling limit is 2 lakhs. For SOP, keep one thing in mind, your answer, main answer of 24B can never ever be more than 2 lakh rupees. Yes. Right on, bachcho. House property is SOP. Loan is for construction. Comma. Borrowed after 1/4/1999. Clear? Construction completion date. Is what, bachcho? Case 3, na? 31/1/2020. Should I write down directly here? That is within 5 years. From give me within 5 years from which date? From which date? Within 5 years from which date? Compared to which date? I am taking within 5 years. Very good. 31st March 17. What is the law for 31st March 17? End of the loan taking financial year. Okay, I'm writing here. End of loan taking financial year. Is it okay? The year in which loan is borrowed. Right? Of that year's end financial year. Okay, everybody. Should we go ahead? Let's go ahead, everybody. So all the conditions are satisfied. Therefore, but ceiling limit is ceiling limit rupees 2 lakhs. Interest, however, accrued is how much? 5 lakhs. Actual interest accrued. Therefore, is lower of 2 lakhs or 5 lakhs. Simple till here. Again, I'm repeating again. SOP never ever give answer more than 2 lakh rupees for SOP. Never ever. It can be, the ceiling limits can be 30,000 or the ceiling limits can be 2 lakh. So your answers in no case can be more than 2 lakh rupees. Okay. Case 4. What is case 4? Ready now, everybody? Chalo. Case 4. SOP. Loan is for repair reconstruction. What comes to your mind immediately?
चलेगा सर.
What chalega but?
Condition number 2.
Huh?
Condition number 2.
What is the answer? What is the ceiling limit?
2 lakh rupees.
Correct. Mansi, correct. Repairs and construction not allowed. When do you arrive at 2 lakhs, bachcho? Is it construction or acquisition? No. The loan is, they are given you clearly, the loan is for repairs or reconstruction. Limit is 30,000, not 2 lakhs. Okay, Nathan, understood? Other things we don't even have to check now. Other things we don't even have to check. Nathan, understood or no? Only for 2 purposes you can go towards 1 lakh. You can go towards 2 lakh ceiling limit. Now it is not satisfying the first condition itself of the purpose of the loan. Okay. So I don't even have to check any other things. When have you taken the loan? When you have repaid, or when is the construction completed? Nothing. Okay. Is it the same for case number 5? Case number 5 also, because I can club them together and I can put them together. Again, property is self-occupied. That is okay. Case number 5. But again, the loan is for repairs. So again, I'll not use much of my brain. I'll say ceiling limit is 30,000. Clear till here? Great. Good. So case 4 and case 5 I'll write down here. Fine. So write down, even if HP means house property, is self-occupied property, comma, since loan is for repairs and reconstruction, etc., whatever. Comma, ceiling limit is rupees 30,000. Okay. I'm writing again here. It is not necessary, but again I'm writing lower of what, bachcho? 30,000, or case 4 is what? Case 4. 5 lakhs. My goodness. So it is 30,000 deduction, correct, Ilya? And case 5, lower of 30,000 or 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs, no? So answer is also here again 30,000. Fine, all of you. All right, everybody. Good. We'll go ahead, all of you. So case 4 and case 5 also done. Done, everybody? Sure. Case number 6. Ready? Sure. Case number 6. Very good question it is. Case number 6. Look at the case. The type of property is what? SOP, self-occupied. The loan is taken for construction. The loan is taken on 1/4/19. Okay. The property is, construction is not yet completed, but current year interest accrued is 3 lakh rupees. Yes. Current year interest is accrued is 3 lakh rupees. Tell me the, sorry, 3 lakhs? 3 lakh rupees. Case number 6. Na? What is the deduction under section 24B? Okay. I'm getting all the answers. 30,000. 2 lakhs also. Okay. Okay, Nitin. Khushbu, any answer?
Sir 2 lakh ही रहेगा.
Khushbu, very good answer. Just justify your answer. Just give more clarification. Good. Okay, Indrajit. Khushbu, why? But just give more clarification. What is the deduction under section 24B? Oh, Indrajit, I got your answer. Chill now. Relax. I'll ask you. Okay, Khushbu. No, then your answer is wrong. Khushbu gave the answer no deduction, right? The answer is no deduction. No deduction will get under 24B. That is the answer. So 0 rupees. Answer is 0 rupees. You will not get deduction under section 24B. Why? The question is why. You have to give me the reason behind the answer. You will not get deduction under section 24B at all. Question is not incomplete. Question data is given. Question is not incomplete. That you can't.
Construction ही complete नहीं हुआ इसीलिए.
So what is the logic behind if construction is not completed? That goes into pre-construction period. Okay, Mansi. Fine. So 1/5. What about 1/5 then, Mansi? 1/5 is allowed, no? But then. But it is allowed in the year or from the year in which construction is completed. Correct? One basic, again you forgot. Basic things you forgot again. I told you what? You can't claim pre-construction period interest if there is no house property. Where is the construction? Is there construction completed? No. Is there house property is there? No. Is house property there? No. So is head of income of house property applicable? No. The chapter itself is not applicable. How can you claim deduction? So whatever is the interest accrued for current year, it will be added or considered as pre-construction. Okay. And then later on 1/5 you will get from the year in which construction was completed. Khushbu, understood? Not yet completed means there is no house property. There is no chapter only applicable. So we will not be able to claim anything in the current year. Understood earlier, everybody? So, like I said, don't forget the basics. You get lost in the details and ignoring the basics. Ready? So give it a star mark. Case number 6. All right. Write down since house property construction is not yet complete. Is not yet completed, comma. Income from house property does not arise. Simple till here. Does not arise. Okay. Even if he had any other more property, but still this property you will not consider only, no? Are you getting my point? Therefore, no concept itself. No concept or no question of deduction. Under section what, bacho? 24B. Because construction itself is not yet complete. There is no house property chapter only applicable or head of income, right? But they have given you the word, bacho, current year interest. Current year means the year in which the construction is still going on. It is still, the construction is still going on. So I'll write down current year interest. Correct? In fact, will be treated as, are you getting the point? Current year means what? The year in which the construction is still going on, na? That will be treated as what now? Pre-construction. And 1/5 of that will be allowed in the year in which construction is completed. Yes, everybody tell me, understood or no? So current year interest will be treated. Will be treated as pre-construction and will be allowed 1/5. Will be allowed what, bacho? 1/5, है ना? From the year in which construction is completed. Finally, all right, all of you. We'll go ahead. That was a kind of a googly, different question, है ना? So, case 7. Case 7. Ready, everybody? Self-occupied loan to repay old loan taken for construction. So you have to look into that also. That old loan was taken for what purpose? Construction. So in a way, but to understand, the new loan will replace, or you can say, take same characteristics of the old loan. Understand? The new loan will take same characteristics of the old loan. Okay, everybody. So new loan will also be considered that it is for construction purpose. Simple. Because you've taken the second loan to repay old loan. Old loan was for construction. So new loan will also be considered or deemed as for construction. Clear? Loan taken date 1/4/17. Then whatever construction completion date 14/7/17. Current and interest 3 lakhs. It is whatever much within 5 years. All the conditions are satisfied. Ceiling limit is what then? 2 lakh rupees. But actual accrued amount is 3 lakhs. So whichever is less. Clear to all of you? So only difference is what? It is about old loan and new loan. That's it. Okay, we'll go ahead, everybody. Case 7. Write down. House property, self-occupied property. Okay. This is important. New loan is will be deemed New loan will be बच्चों deemed for construction. Understood here? Since original loan is taken for construction. Since original loan was taken for construction, isn't it? I'm writing a since all conditions satisfied, ceiling limit is rupees 2 lakhs. Okay, therefore, deduction under section बच्चों 24B, lower of 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs, which is rupees 2 lakhs. Yes, everybody. I hope this is okay till you, all of you. Then everybody. Chalo. Case number 8. What is the answer? Don't write down anything in your notebook. Give me answer first. Case number 8. 30,000, correct. Okay, Mansi. 6 lakhs, okay. $30,000, okay. Okay, Indrajit. Khushbu. $2 lakhs. All the answers I got, okay. Only one answer was missing is what? Nil.
सर सीलिंग लिमिट ही नहीं है
Why?
सर ये लेट आउट प्रॉपर्टी है
Very smart.
एसओपी के लिए रहता है
Very smart. Now you understood. So don't be over enthusiastic, है ना? Control. So don't write down in a notebook yet. Case number 8 is what, bachcho? What type of property it is? Let out or deemed to be let out? The loan is for construction, whatever. Property is let out or no? Yes. Is there any ceiling limit applicable on let out properties? No. So current year as well as 1/5, whatever is there for the entire year accrued, we will take bachcho how much? 6 lakhs. Clear? Case number 9, tell me answer.
सेम है सर
Same. 4
दोनों
lakhs,
की
4 lakhs, whatever, 8 lakhs. Yeah. Same concept. Again, the loan is for construction, let out or deemed to be let out, whatever other things. Correct? It can be for repairs, renewal, reconstruction, whatever. The property is let out now in case number 10 also. In case number 10 also. Do you all agree, tell you everybody? Yes? Okay, we'll go ahead, everybody. So answer is same, or in a way, logic is same for case number 8, 9, 10. That is what I'm going to write in the notebook now. Okay, good. Write down. No ceiling limit applicable for let out or deemed to be let out properties. for let out or deemed to be let out properties. Full stop. Therefore, see that reason for the loan or the purpose of borrowing a loan should be on anything out of that five: construction, repairs, renewal, reconstruction, acquisition, etc. Okay, but now here the ceiling limit is not applicable. Okay, deduction under section 24B. Yes, all of you, let's go ahead. So case 8. Entire 6 lakhs. Case 9. Again 8 lakhs. Again means 8 lakhs. And case 10 बच्चों also 8 lakhs. अगर tell you hello Nagendra, good morning. पहुंच गए क्लास को. Reached your class. आता हूँ 2 बजे तक. Cool. All right. No homework for you right now. Only homework is what? Again, read whatever is done, revise properly. Finish ICS study material, whatever you have covered till now. That is utmost important, even for law also. Okay. That's it. Yes, we'll start law in some time. That is different. Okay, everybody. For tax is enough for today. That's it for tax for today. Okay. कल का income tax सुबह कितने बजे चालू होगा? What time I'll be able to start? I'll let you know, because today that examination forms of foundation have been released. So I'll be will be a little bit busy in that in evening also. So it will be a little late. So early morning, I don't know what time I'll be able to start. I'll let you know on the group, whatever it is. Okay.
सर एक पूछना था,
बोलो ना.
वो एग्जाम कब लोगे?
कौन सा वाला? टेस्ट.
हाँ
कब चाहिए बोलो?
सर संडे को मतलब ना, केजीएफ लगने वाला.
केजीएफ आने वाला, इसलिए टेस्ट मत लो. खतरनाक है भाई.
सर सैटरडे.
पहले ले लो, ऐसा बोल रहे हो?
हाँ पहले ले लो, पर ले लो, एग्जाम ले लो.
तो सैटरडे को तैयारी करके रखना, संडे को पेपर दे दे. सिंपल. संडे इवनिंग में टेक चलेगा? कितने बजे केजीएफ? क्या केजीएफ के बिना
12 बजे लगने वाला है.
12 बजे. 12 ही बजाने वाला पिक्चर चले, है ना? पहली बार मैंने जिंदगी में सुना केजीएफ के लिए सब पिक्चर के लिए छोड़ दो टेस्ट. हाँ, पढ़ाई करके रख सैटरडे, क्योंकि रेगुलर क्लास तो रहने वाला है. पढ़ाई करके रखो, चलेगा ना? यू हैव व्हाट टुडे? वेडनेसडे, करेक्ट. थर्सडे, फ्राइडे, सैटरडे 3 दिन है तुम्हारे. वेडनेसडे भी है और थर्सडे, फ्राइडे, सैटरडे. रिवाइज करो पहले के 4 चैप्टर अच्छे से, प्रैक्टिस करो. ओके, संडे को इवनिंग को आई टेक टेस्ट. 1-1.5 घंटा चलेगा मैक्स. ऑलराइट एवरीबॉडी. कल टुमारो मॉर्निंग इनकम टैक्स, व्हाट टाइम आई सेड आई डोंट नो, आई लेट यू नो ऑन द ग्रुप एक्सेट्रा. करेक्ट. विल स्टार्ट